Hey guys, my name is Tim. I'm the master mechanic at Zeiten BMW Mobile Services, and today in this video I'm going to show you how to replace rear brake pads on this 2010 BMW X5 xDrive 30i. So the procedure is exactly the same for all the E70 X5s. On later models the brake pad's a little bit different, on the earlier models as well. So we starting by jacking the car up. Well, first of all, you want to lose the wheel bolts, lug nuts they call them sometimes. Just loosen them, and then there is a jacking point. I usually like to jack it the rear pads when I'm replacing the rear pads wheel by wheel, so one side and the other. The rear brake pads have only one sensor, and it is on the passenger side. That's why we're starting right here, because the other side procedure is exactly the same, but I want to show you the hardest part, let's say that. And here's the jacking point at the car. There should be a rubber pad right here, but it's not there. Well, surprise surprise, that happens. So we're just gonna jack it right there. If the wheel gets stuck like this, you'll have to hit it, and most likely hit it hard. The system of replacing the pads, it's pretty much the same in the back as in the front, but the spring is a little smaller, the pad is smaller, everything else is exactly the same. So to remove the spring first, just pry it against the rudder right here so this is released, and then take it off. So it goes here, and the spring is out. Then we have those two caps in the back right here, one at the bottom right there, I don't even see it. This is the one, and one on top right there. And those are also the same 7mm Allen. Gonna loosen those now. That's the bottom and the top. After you broke them loose, you can use your hands just to take those pins out. You don't have to take those pins all the way out, just make sure they out of the way, approximately just like that. There it is. So it's 1/2 inch off this rubber boot, this one, more or less. Then the bottom one is out as well. Then I'll take this sensor out of its place, and now we're ready to compress the caliper a little bit to push the piston back in. I usually do it with my hands. So this is free now. Let me see. Yep, pushed one in. There it is. Now we're gonna use a simple clamp, remove the sensor, push the piston back in. I'll show you how. So we're just gonna compress this old brake pad with the piston back in place. That's all. Now I'm gonna remove the sensor and remove the pad. There it is. Keep those pins right here. And now I can rest the caliper somewhere. I'll just put it back in here. Take this pad off. For this brake job, I'm using the Akebono brake pads. Those are pretty good. We also use Jurid and Techstar brake pads for BMW brake job. Those are OEM brake pads that has been installed in the factory. At some years it's been Techstar, some years it's been Jurid. Akebono is as good as Jurid. The Techstar is technically more premium, but they are more dusty than Jurid or Akebono. So I'm using those for now. First thing we're gonna do is get the sensor out and take this brake pad that goes to the piston. Compress it a little bit just with your two hands, and now we're gonna get the caliper. I'm gonna put the sensor right through, and after that install it into the brake pad just like that. And then all you need to do is just push it straight forward, just like that. Remember to keep those pins out so they don't touch anything, because if they even a little bit just like that, it's gonna be hard to put the caliper back. So keep them out. Here's the other new pad. Put it in place. That's it. Now push the pins. You'll feel it when they get into the thread, and make them tight. After that, we can reinstall the pins, those little caps, bottom, just push them in. And after that, I'm gonna install this spring back in. The way to do it, I'll start with the bottom, this hook right here. It goes into the hole, just like that. And then I push this spring right here, and then holding it in position and pushing it in. That's all. That's it. Here we got the old sensor. And in order to route the sensor exactly the same way, I recommend you to just follow the old one. So here's the one clip right here. Get it out. It should be the other one on the other side, which I don't have. So this goes right there. And meanwhile, we can route the new sensor right after it. Put this thing through. there is next one's right here. One is already out. The other one. This out of the way. And the same one goes right here. Those two. And then there is this 10mm plastic nut. You have to remove that in order to reach the final part. That will allow this cover to move. Well, not too much. There's also this 8mm bolt right there on the bottom, right here, so I'm gonna remove that, and this will allow the movement of this cover. All necessary bolts removed. Once again, 10mm nut right here and one 8mm right there. And this will allow us to move it just enough to have this little box right there. I don't know if you can see it, but those are just simple clips. And we take the old sensor out. It's right here. Now we can connect the new one. And put it right back where it belongs. Click it, and now I'm gonna route it back the way it should be, right here. Click that, and that's it. Put this 10mm back on, and 8mm. So this is how you change the brake pads on BMW E70. This is the rear pads. Everything's complete here with the sensor, everything installed. So I just need to do the other side. After that, pump the brakes. I'll show you how to do that, and that's pretty much it. The other side is exactly the same. It just doesn't have the sensor, so it makes it simpler. You just remove the caliper, push the piston back in, put the brake pads in, and that's all. The other side is completed, so the whole rear brake pad job is done. The only thing is left to do is to pump the brakes, and the way to do it is very simple. Without starting the car, just go all the way down on the pedal and back, and complete it multiple times. That's all. Now we can start the car and do it once more. To reset the service intervals on this X5, all you need to do is put the key in, press it one time, all the lights come on, everything right there. Just wait till you see the time, and now you press this button and hold it on the dashboard. The triangle shows, and that's it. After that, you just press well, actually, let's do it again. Hold it. Here's the front pads. Hold it. Reset. And hold it again. That's reset. And then go to the next one. It's brake fluid, oil change, rear pads. Hold it. Reset. That's it. after changing the brake pads, front or rear, just make sure for the next at least 20 to 50 miles you don't have emergency braking and stuff like that. The brakes and the rodders, they need to kind of adjust to themselves, and that's all you need to know. Just also don't forget to tighten your wheels, and that's all I wanted to say. Thanks you guys for watching. See you next time.